Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite things about Madrid. This video is a B1, B2 English listening task. Please check the description below for the worksheets and don't forget to subscribe. Madrid is the capital city of Spain, and it's famous for its beautiful streets, lively culture, delicious food, and amazing art museums. It is an important city because it is the center of Spanish politics and it has a rich history and culture. It also attracts visitors from all over the world who come to experience its energy and charm. As I've mentioned a few times on this channel, I've lived here now for 4 years. Apart from being a generally safe city, and having almost everything you could need close by, there are quite a few things that make Madrid a really great place to live. The first one is the free activities. Most of the time, you just need to do a little bit of research to find completely free plans in Madrid. Many places that usually charge for entry actually offer free hours. You just need to plan ahead and check their websites. Take the Prado Museum for example. You can go for free during the last 2 hours of opening every day. The Botanic Gardens right next door to the Prado Museum are free on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The inside of the Royal Palace is also free during the last 2 hours of opening from Monday to Thursday. The Cibeles Palace also has many free exhibitions and cultural spaces across its different floors. And of course, if you can't go during the free hours of all of these things because of time or other reasons, student discounts can really help. Madrid also has wonderful green spaces. Please make sure to check out my video on Retiro Park to see more. You can also visit the Royal Gardens, which are always free, Casa de Campo, the park near Madrid Rio or Príncipe Pío, and Quinta de los Molinos, which is famous for its almond tree blooms. Madrid has no shortage of parks to enjoy for free. On top of that, the community of Madrid is always celebrating something and often organises free concerts. There always seems to be some kind of event happening in the city, and it can honestly be hard to keep up. I've personally seen some amazing performances at Plaza Mayor and Plaza de España during festivals like San Isidro and the Hispanic Festival. My personal favourite was seeing Vicente Garcia. There are so many street parties, neighbourhood celebrations, tapas festivals, and outdoor concerts during spring and summer. Another thing I love about Madrid is the public transport. Locals might not fully agree with me, but from my perspective as someone from a different country, the public transport system here is really good. I'm a big fan of the metro. Even if I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it, it can get very crowded, and in summer it doesn't always smell great. However, the Madrid public transport network can take you almost anywhere. It includes city buses, underground metro lines, regional buses, trains, trams, and e-bikes. Additionally, with the under 26 youth travel card, you can use all of this transport for just €10 a month, which is honestly life-changing. Another big advantage is that Madrid is a very walkable city. I walk a lot here as part of my daily routine, and during busy periods in my life, this has often been my main regular form of exercise. The next thing I love about Madrid is the ease of travel. Madrid is a great base for day trips, weekend trips, and travel around Europe in general. Coming from Australia, which feels far away from everything, Traveling to Europe can cost thousands of euros and usually requires at least 2 weeks to make the long journey worth it. In comparison, Madrid is very well connected. It has a large international airport with flights to almost anywhere in Europe, and there are also many direct flights to North, South, and Central America. The regional trains can also take you to day trip destinations like El Escorial, Segovia, Toledo, Avila, and many more. I actually used my youth card recently to travel to El Escorial for free, so definitely check out that video. Since living here, I've been able to travel quite easily for just a few days to cities in Portugal, Germany, Italy, France, and England, as well as visiting some of Spain's islands. Another thing I love is that there's always something to do. Besides visiting free museums, spending time in parks, or enjoying live music, there are always ways to meet new people. Madrid has many language exchange meetups, board game nights, expat social groups, pub crawls, and more. For me, 2 hobbies I already had from Australia were jiu-jitsu and Latin dance. I made many of my first friends here through training jiu-jitsu, and even though not many of my friends are into dancing, I used to go quite regularly to a free social dance event in the park at Madrid Rio. I'm really glad that I kept going from time to time because that's actually where I met the love of my life. And apart from these activities, there are many other sport teams, social groups, and communities you can join, which makes it much easier to build a social life when living abroad. The next thing I love is the terraza culture. One of the most enjoyable parts of life in Madrid is that as soon as the weather is good, people spend time sitting outside at cafes, bars, and restaurants. Life moves outdoors, and terraces become social spaces where people meet, eat, drink, and spend hours together without feeling rushed. Tapas are an important part of this culture, and they encourage a more social way of eating. You can share small plates with friends, either as snacks, with drinks, or as a full meal. In many places, when you order a drink, they bring you a tapa, and it's always a surprise. Another thing I really like is that non-alcoholic drinks are easy to find and very normal here. It feels nice to take part in the going out for a drink culture without any pressure or expectation. And last but not least, the people. I'm not going to talk about the service industry or public administration in this video, but in general, people here are friendly. Most people I've worked with and become friends with are kind, open, and often very funny, with some really great vocabulary that I appreciate as an Australian. Even though I moved here to learn Spanish, many people in Madrid speak at least some English, and most young people have a really good level. I think it's important to try to learn the language of the country you live in to the best of your ability, but if you're just visiting, you can usually manage in English here. When I first arrived, I could barely form a sentence, so being able to use English in some situations really helped me. It's a big advantage and privilege to have English as my first language, and it helped me deal with some confusing situations, especially with things like doctor's appointments. There is also a large community of language assistants, expats, au pairs, English teachers, which makes it easier to meet people who share similar experiences. At the beginning, Madrid felt like a huge city, but over time you realize it can feel quite small when you keep seeing the same people at events and expat meetups. So that's my non-exhaustive list of things that I love about living in Madrid. Of course, there are many other things I could talk about. Every neighborhood, season, festival, and day out shows me something new about the city. Please stay tuned for more lifestyle videos where I'll share Madrid recommendations and honest thoughts about what it's really like to live abroad. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.